when I tell you we were tweaking, bruh, like I felt like a fucking crackhead. What's up, y'all? It's Chrissy, and today I am back with another video. Today's video is going to be a story time. I did a poll on my Instagram asking y'all if y'all want to hear the story time about how I got high as shit in DC, or the vlog of me running from 12. So you guys are gonna get both eventually, but I'm gonna post this one first because this is the one that y'all asked for. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. I don't really got too much talking for y'all today. Y'all not gonna believe this shit. I barely believe this shit. Like, it's just so much shit. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So lately, me and a couple of my homegirls from Black Hearts Club, if you don't know what Black Hearts Club is, please tap in because that's pretty much like my whole existence at this point. Yeah, y'all, lately we've been doing our thing with the events and the podcast and everything like that. And lately we've been taking a lot of trips to DC. We've been linking with a lot of artists, and one of my homegirls stay up there that also do shows, so we've been like talking to her and stuff like that about doing shows. So one weekend we actually took a trip to DC. It was the day after our last event that we just had. What was that shit called? Fucked Up. So yeah, and it was also my homegirl Blessing, shout out to Nappy Goddess, and Marissa, shout out to Coach Marissa. It was their birthday weekend, so I was like, fuck that, we gonna go to DC, we gonna get lit, we gonna go on U Street, get drunk as a bitch. Didn't even expect for what happened to actually take place, but I was like, we gonna go up here. Initially, the plan was to go see Zan-Man. It was a Zan-Man concert going on, and it was like a couple other artists that I wanted to check out. So we were supposed to go up there and, you know, check out the concert, check out the vibes, have a good time. We also had another one of our friends, Cooley, that was with us. Shout out Cooley. He had performed on the show as well, and he wanted to ride up there with us too. So we was like, fuck it, you know, the more the merrier type shit. Just come with us. We all gonna go up there, get drunk, have fun, do whatever. So we went to DC. We checked into the room and everything. Everything's going good. We go to the Zan-Man concert. It was some shit at the concert that something happened where he wasn't showing up or whatever. So we just hung out there. Some lady was selling mixed drinks or whatever that was in like a little Ziploc bag. And so we bought them shits, had us drunk out of our fucking minds. Like, everything was going good. We was chilling. I was talking to my homegirl, and she was like, yeah, like, niggas got moves after this or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. That was the night before. Like, the night before was pretty chill. I actually ended up going back to our hotel room because the day before I was up for 24 hours, like, straight. And I'm pretty sure this did not help with what I'm about to tell you guys. I was up for 24 hours straight the night before because we had a show, and then like niggas was up all night after the show. And then we had that busy ass day in DC. We had to drive, like I had to drive all the way up there. I was so fucking tired, like I was so tired. So after the concert, I just got like, I started feeling so sick out of nowhere. And I was like, you know what, y'all, I'm gonna go back to the room. My friends had went on U Street or whatever. So I went back to the room and I went to sleep, but I only slept for a good, like, what, 3-4 hours? Because we got right back up the next day, and we had to be out of the room by 12. So when they came back to the room, like, I was talking to them, and I was on my phone. I think I got on live drunk as shit that night. Like, so I was not sleep for real. I didn't get the rest that I needed to get. So the next day, okay, was Sunday. We were supposed to leave. We were supposed to check out of our room at 12 o'clock. Okay, we were supposed to be back on the road, I would say no less than 3 o'clock because we all had work the next day. Okay, we all had work the next day on Monday. We were just gonna check out of our room, go get something to eat, and get back on the road and carry our ass back home, which is what we should have fucking did. Okay, we went to go eat. And Cooley was like, if we in DC, I want to get some weed. Like, I want to go to a dispensary. I want to get some weed. I want to do this and that. So we was like, all right, fine. We ain't finna leave you up here by yourself. Like, we will go to the dispensary with you. You know, you can get your weed, smoke, whatever you want to fucking do. And then we will carry ass back to Virginia. Because, you know, in DC, like, niggas can smoke and shit. You can't do that shit here in Virginia. So we started looking up dispensaries on our phones. Like, mind you, at this point, like, we kind of know DC because we go there frequently. Like, we go there a lot. But we don't know DC like that. So we were looking for all these dispensaries, and everyone that we got to, it was either closed down, you needed a medical license or whatever to get weed, or just some bullshit like they weren't open. They don't serve people, like you can't come up, they gotta send it out to you. Like it was just weird shit. Like it was so weird. So we were like, bruh, we have been looking for a dispensary at this point maybe like, I don't know, an hour and a half. So at this point, like, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, what are you trying to do? Because it's getting later and we need to go home. Like, I'm not trying to be on the road at night. I don't like driving at night. And I got to drive 3 hours. So it's like, what are you trying to do, shorty? So he was like, there's just one last one. We can try this one. You know, if not, then just fuck it. It was called American Papers Dispensary. I will never forget this fucking name. American Papers Dispensary. So we went, we pulled up, and we seen the people outside. We was like, all right, this shit legit. We about to go inside. We about to get what he about to get. We about to chill, and we about to be on our fucking way. So, like, that was the plan. Everything was good. Everything was cool. So we go into the dispensary, and it's like, I've never been to a dispensary before, so I was kind of interested. Like, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, all the different strains and everything is just like up. I've never seen weed just like out like that before. Because like I said, I live in Virginia, so we aren't allowed to smoke weed here, have it, like none of that shit. They nip that shit in the bud. So I'm like, oh, like this shit is cool. Like they got everything up and out. Like it was pretty dope. So we get to the checkout or whatever, and the lady is like, oh yeah, like we have a sale on edibles. We have a sale on edibles going on right now. We got brownies, we got gummies. Yeah, so if you guys are interested. So I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, okay, now y'all know I don't do drugs. Like I do not do drugs. I do not pop pills. I don't do coke, heroin, meth, lean, none of that. But I was like, okay, if we're gonna try something, we may as well try the edibles, because in my head, like at the time, I was not thinking that we was about to be tweaking like we were, bro. Like when I tell you we were tweaking, bro, like I felt like a fucking crackhead. When we initially got there, it was me, Marissa, Blessing, and my other homegirl Britt. Shout out Sasha Jade, y'all go check out her channel as well. But we were up there and we were as a group, okay, this is a group decision, all right. We were like, y'all, let's try the edibles. Like, let's just try it. Let's try and see what happens. You know, it's weed. It can't be that bad. Like, basically everything that they be saying in them fucking drug classes where they tell you, what's it called? The dare shit, where they be like, don't do this. You have these thoughts before trying drugs, like gateway drugs and shit like that. We were having all those thoughts, like, okay, it's just weed. Like, it can't be that bad. It's edibles. We are good. Like, we know what we're doing. We blah, blah, blah. Bruh. Okay, so we went to the lady and we were like, okay, we want to try a brownie. And she was like, okay. And she was asking us all these questions. I guess she was assuming that we were smokers. And I'm like, no, sis, like, we don't even smoke. We don't even smoke weed. So we don't even know what you're talking about at this point. Okay, so she's like, okay, maybe y'all just need to share a brownie because it's 100 milligrams. I do remember her saying it's 100 milligrams. Whatever that means, like it's 100 milligrams. We were like, okay, we just gonna get the brownie and we gonna split it or whatever. So we got the brownie and we went back to my car. My car was parked right outside the dispensary. So we split the brownie up and we ate it. Like we ate it right in the car. And I'm sitting there and you know me, like I'm not a smoker, I don't do drugs, but I drink. And when I drink, like I get lit quick. So I like to get lit fast if I'm gonna do something. I'm like, bruh, I think this lady just like finessed us because this edible is not hitting on shit, bro. So I said, give me the bottle of gin. And I was like, I'm finna just drink and we just gonna walk around because this edible not hitting on shit. It's not hitting on shit. Like when I tell you I didn't feel nothing, I was just sitting there like, I really don't feel anything. Like this edible's not hitting on shit. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go inside and buy some more. So I went inside and bought the gummies and it was like 5 gummies in a pack. It was like 5 gummies in a pack, and they were like this big, like no, maybe like that big. They were like that big, or whatever. So I'm like, okay, we gonna eat these gummies too because this brownie was not hitting on shit. I feel like this lady finessed us, and if I eat these gummies and they're not hitting on shit too, then we gonna have a problem because at this point I'm spending my money like, oops. At this point I'm spending my money like I'm getting upset because these edibles not hitting. So we went inside, we got the gummies, and we came outside, and we each took a gummy. I think she said the gummies were 150 or 200. She said the gummies were 150 or 200. So we each took a gummy, and then it was 5. So I took like half of another one. So at this point, we've ingested, you know what I'm saying, quite enough edibles to be what I'm thinking is gonna be high at this point, but we have not yet been high. So I'm like, my lady, like, what's the tea? Like, why aren't these edibles hitting on shit? So like I said, at this point I've done had the brownies, I done had the gummies, and I've been sipping on the gin too, okay? So we're sitting in the car, and at this point we've been outside for about, I'd say 30 to 45 minutes. And it starts pouring down raining, so I'm like, all right, bro, we finna just go back to the hotel. These edibles not hitting on shit. I'm finna just get drunk, and we just gonna stay an extra night in DC and leave early in the morning so we can go back to work. So I'm sitting there, driving down the road, and when I tell y'all, like, I still can't believe this to this day, but when I tell y'all that fucking road started sliding, like when I tell y'all I felt the earth just like sliding underneath me, like all of a sudden, okay, I'm sitting in the car, driving down the road, everything perfectly normal, and I feel the road just like, it felt like I was on a roller coaster, but I was driving the roller coaster, and I had no control of it. Like, the road just went down all of a sudden, and I was like, bruh, like, I can't drive, I can't fucking drive, like, bro, when I tell y'all, everything around me, like, and this is, at this point, y'all, I don't even know what was in them fucking edibles, but at this point, like, I really feel like it was not just weed or whatever, because when I tell you we were tweaking, like, we were bugging, okay? Like, I'm sitting in a car, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is crawling on me? Like, what is crawling on me? I feel something crawling on me. I'm sitting here laughing out of nowhere for no reason. Like, I'm stuck laughing for just a good, minute and a half, 2 minutes, just sitting there laughing in the car. I'm bugging out. And mind you, like, you think this is crazy. No, our night was just getting started. Let me tell you, our night was just getting started. Blessing was sitting in the back, laughing her fucking ass off. Like, she's dying laughing, bent over in the back seat. Marissa, she's in the car. Like, at this point, she was calm, cool, and collected. But later, baby, let me tell you, no. So Britt was just sitting there, and, like, she didn't start really tweaking. She was calm for the most part on the first day. Like, on the first day. Britt didn't really start tweaking until the next day. Oh, yes, there is a next day, because we was high for a good, 3 days? Yeah, there's a next day. There's a next day and a day after that, okay? So, we get to the hotel. Bro, when I tell you, I remember walking to the hotel, but I really don't even remember giving the man my card for the room. I don't remember giving him my ID. All I remember is getting to the lobby and putting my head down, like, on the desk, and I was trying to, like, hand him my stuff. I couldn't, like, when I tell you I could not talk, I couldn't do anything, okay? Like, I was stuck. All I could do was, like, either laugh or just sit there at this point, because I was trying to be inconspicuous. Like, I didn't want people to know that I was bugging out, but bitch, I was bugging the fuck out. Like, I'm seeing people, and as I see the people walking past me, it's like I can see colors around them. Like, I can see their, I hate to use this word, but it's like I can see their energy, like, around them. Like, I can see people outside of themselves, okay? I looked in the mirror. When we got to the room, I looked in the mirror, and I saw my face just, like, melting off, like, slowly just, like, dripping off, bro. Like, bruh, it was so fucking scary. Like, when I tell you, it was like, okay, it was fun a little bit. It was 25% fun, like 75% scary. Like, this shit was, because I told you I've never done drugs before. Like, I don't do drugs, I don't do none of that. So I'm sitting here tweaking, and mind you, I'm trying to hold it together for the rest of the group, because when I tell you, okay, Marissa, and I asked her if it was okay if I tell the story to you guys, and of course she said yes. So that's the only reason I'm telling y'all. But Marissa was fucking bugging y'all. Like, this bitch was over here, she's laughing, she's crying, she's laughing, she's crying, she's laughing, she's crying, and she keeps saying, like, she's okay, she's okay. And later on, she was like, I was trying to explain to y'all that I was okay, but it's just, it was like a cycle. Like, I had to go through each emotion to get to the next, and I was laughing and crying because that was the only way that at that point I could communicate. Bro, like, when I tell y'all, it was on some other shit. Like, it was literally on some other shit. So we walked from the front desk to get into the elevator so that we can go to our room, and it was a lady. I feel so bad about this. It was a lady and she had like a little kid. I can't remember if it was a boy or girl or what, but I know she had a kid with her. And from the looks on their faces, like, they knew that something was up with us. Like, they knew that something was wrong with us. Because at this point, our eyes had to be low. I know for a fact my eyes was fucking low because we never smoked, we never did drugs. So I know you could tell by the looks on our faces that we was high. And I knew that they knew something was wrong with us. I don't know if they knew what was wrong with us, but they knew something was wrong with us because the little kid had said something in the elevator and the mom had like popped her. And she and it was the funniest thing. Like, it was literally the funniest thing. So I'm trying to hold it together in the elevator. I'm trying to hold it together. But bitch, when I got to that fucking room, bruh, when we got to the room, that is literally when all hell broke loose. Like, we were bugging out of our fucking minds. Blessing is sitting on the bed. She's like, you guys, I don't want to be high anymore. And Marissa is like walking around. She's laughing, she's crying. She's laughing, she's crying. She laughs, she's crying. Me, like, and this is how you know something was wrong with me. This is how you know I was fucking out of it. I'm always on my phone 24/7. Always on my phone 24/7. When I tell y'all I could not bring myself to pick my phone up, to text, to call, to tweet, to post, like, I could not do nothing. I was stuck. My phone was literally right beside me. I couldn't even lift my hand up to grab my phone, to call somebody, to ask for help. Like, that's how gone I fucking was, okay? So somehow somebody had called my sister or whatever, and they were like, CJ, help us, like, we in DC, we off the edibles. I gotta find this screenshot. I'm gonna put the screenshot in here. But CJ was like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, she texted us after we got off the phone. She was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, y'all know y'all don't smoke. Y'all know y'all don't do drugs. Why the fuck would y'all do edibles? Now, remember what I said. Because at this point, I'm drunk and I'm high. I'm cross-faded because I took the gin thinking that the edibles weren't on shit. But whole time, the edibles was on everything. And I didn't even know. We sitting in there, like, and at this point, I'm just trying to bring myself to go to sleep so I can stop feeling like this. Because me, like, I'm a person who, I like to be in control. Like, I'm not a control freak, but I kind of low-key am a control freak. And if I feel out of control of my own body, bitch, like, that's not okay with me. I don't like that. I don't like how that feels. So I'm like, bro, I'm gonna try to go to sleep. Maybe by the time I wake up, this will all be over. Because at this point, like, it went from fun to, like, concerning. Now at this point, it's just scary. Because, like, I'm feeling stuff. I'm seeing myself melting. I'm seeing people's energy outside. And when I tell y'all, like, the whole time I was high, it felt like something was, like, chasing me. Not quickly, but like watching me. Like, and it didn't feel like a person or like an animal. It felt like an entity, like a spirit. Like, it was behind me the whole time. And then, like, every time something bad would happen, I would get hot all over my body. And I would feel it getting closer. Like, I would feel it getting closer. But then, like, every time that it would stop, like, every time the bad thing would stop, then I felt it back off. But, like, I still felt it there. But I just felt it, like, back off. And my body would get cooler. Like, stuff like that. That's a little much for me. Like, at least when I'm drunk, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still seeing reality. I'm not seeing things. I'm not, seeing my face melt off. Like, I'm gonna get a little bit twisted, but it's nothing where it's like I'm seeing stuff, I'm feeling stuff, I'm hearing stuff. You know what I mean? I'm seeing people's energy outside of their body. Like, that's just a little bit much for me. That was a little much for me. So I'm trying to bring myself to go to sleep so I can just make sure that this is over. Like, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep, because like I told you, I'm a drinker. When I get drunk, I go to sleep, I wake up, I'm not drunk anymore. I'm thinking, I'm gonna go to sleep, okay, I'll wake up and I won't be high anymore. Sadly mistaken, okay? I go to sleep, and when I tell you I wake up to screaming, like, girl, screaming. Britt is in the bed. Like, it was 2 beds in the hotel room. So I was laying in one bed and Marissa was laying in bed with me, and then Britt and Bustin was in the other bed. I wake up to these bitches screaming bloody murder like we're in a fucking horror movie, okay? They're screaming. They're running around the room. They're jumping up and down. Like, they're bugging the fuck out. I'm waking up from my sleep, mad as a bitch, because I do have to go to work still. And I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, why are y'all screaming? Why are y'all screaming? This bitch Brittany talking about something. It's a rat. I just seen a rat fall from the ceiling. And it's in the bed. It's moving around. It's gonna get us. I'm like, girl. Like, when I tell y'all, it's one of those, like, you had to be there moments. I'm really trying to recreate it for y'all. But to this day, like, every time I think about that shit, it brings me to tears laughing. Because they was up running around this fucking room looking for this fucking rat, okay, that Britt is hallucinating, seeing at this point. And I'm sitting there in my bed like, bro, we have to go back to sleep. We have to drive 3 hours and get back to work. So either are y'all gonna stay up and we leave now, or are y'all gonna keep like what are we gonna do? Because I know me, I need my sleep, okay? I'm still aware of the fact that we have to go back to work at this point. So I'm like, bro, like, what are y'all trying to do? Please go back to sleep. Britt, there's no rat. Like, obviously we're still up there because I heard it in my voice, and when I looked in the mirror, I seen it in my face that I was still high. These bitches is hallucinating and running around the room looking for a rat that don't exist. And I'm just like, all right, so what are we finna do? So we decided to get back in the car and just go back home. At this point, it was like 6, 7 in the morning. So I'm like, all right, we just gonna take this drive back and we gonna go home, go to work. Nothing happened. We good. I thought we were good. We were not good, okay? The ride back, when I tell y'all, I vaguely remember that ride. Like, I vaguely remember that ride. Now, I wasn't as high as I was on the day before, but I was definitely still up there, like, on the way back. I vaguely remember that ride, and I think that was the quickest we ever got back to VA from DC, because I just remember getting in the car, and then I remember being at work, like, trying to be inconspicuous. So we're in the car or whatever, and they keep... This is the thing, like, this is the thing. While we was high, the whole time, Blessing and Marissa, like, they were tripping out, and it was making me trip out more. They were the ones screaming and doing all this fucking sudden movements, like sudden yelling and outbursts and stuff. Like, they were the ones making me nervous. So they up there tweaking. I'm trying to chill, but they back there tweaking while I'm on the road driving. Every 5 minutes, they're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And it's just like, bro, like what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, am I swerving? They were like, no, you're not swerving. Brittany told me I wasn't swerving. Like, nobody said I was swerving. So it was like, bro, what are you screaming for? Because at this point, you just making me nervous and it's making me tweak. Because remember, I told y'all the whole time I was high, I felt like something was fucking chasing me. So they just making me tweak at this point. So we all get back to VA. I dropped them all off or whatever. And I go to work. Work went by quick. It seemed like everything after that just went by super quick. And I got back home that night, and I was still like coming down or whatever. But this is how I know I was still high. And this is like the last memory that I have of being high off those edibles. So I came home and it was dark. Like, it was completely dark. Nobody was home. And I just started like bugging out. Like, I was tripping because remember I told y'all, like, I felt like that thing was behind me. Like, I don't know, y'all. It just felt like when I got in the house by myself in the dark feeling like this, I just started bugging, bro. Like, I was like, yo, I have to do something. Like, I gotta do something. I gotta create something. Like, I have to do something because I cannot sit here in this house by myself feeling like this. I was bugging the fuck out. So I was like, I think I went on live or something like that and talked to my followers. And then I went to sleep. But my dad came home. And he comes in my room, and I was like on the verge of being like asleep and awake. And this is, like I said, this is like the last memory that I have of me being high like that before I went to sleep. And then everything after that was just like kind of normal. So he comes into my room and he's like, hey, Chrissy. And I'm like, I remember saying hey, but everything he said after that, like, he was asking me questions about DC and about other stuff, but the stuff that was coming out of my mouth was complete nonsense. Like, and I was fully aware of what he was saying. So it's like, I knew what he was saying. I knew what he was asking, but I couldn't bring myself to give him the answers to the questions he was asking, it was just like nonsense coming out of my mouth. But I knew it was nonsense that was coming out of my mouth. Like, I couldn't control the words that were coming out of my mouth at this point. Like, and mind you, this is what, the next day, like, this is the next day. So I was like, why am I still feeling like this? So he comes to my room and he's like, yeah, like, how was DC? How was DC? And I think I said something about the show. Like, I said something about the show. I was like, oh, there's a line outside. There's a line outside. And he was like, what? He came in, comes to my bed. He's like, what? I said, how was DC? Like, did you just get back from DC today? And then I said something else like, go tell Britt that we got to get more wristbands. Like, talking about our show type shit. Like, tell Britt we got to get more wristbands. And he's like, what? He had no idea what the fuck was going on. At that point, all I could do was turn around and lay down. Because at that point, it's above me now. I was over it. I was like, okay, I'm just going to turn around and go to sleep. Because right now, I'm making a complete fool of myself. And I don't even know what to do. So he was like, all right, good night. Like, he shut the door and he left. And he walked outside. And then the next day, like, I woke up. I was still a little bit high, but I was coming down. So it was like, I wasn't tweaking like that. Like, I wasn't bugging out. But yeah, y'all, like, that's our edible story about the time that we, you know, took edibles and almost died. Or I don't know what the fuck I was seeing, but I'm pretty sure, like, it was some type of demon. I don't know. But yeah, that's my edible story. Now, I don't know if that's something that I would do again, because like I said, like, I don't like feeling like I'm out of control of my own body. Like, that was a no-no for me. But also at the same time, I'm aware that we did overdo it, especially for somebody who's never done edibles before. Like, we did take a lot of edibles, and then I was drunk on top of that. So I didn't know, like, I thought they weren't working. I thought they were broken. Like, I didn't know that it was gonna hit me 30 minutes into me taking them. So I don't know, like, I don't know. You guys have any crazy experience with edibles or like drugs, period? I would like to know. Leave a comment. Yeah, I would like to know. And also, do y'all think that it was just weed that was in those edibles? Because a couple of people told me, like, those weren't just weed brownies that you took. Like, those weren't just weed gummies. There was something else in there. It might have been psychedelics. Which I never want to tamper around with psychedelics, because I'm fully aware, like, that's a mental thing. And a bitch has mental, like, issues. I know that is not a drug that I need to be doing with my fucking dark, depressed ass. Like, I don't want to play around with psychedelics, because I'll fuck around and have a bad trip and be one of them people that you see walking around and crackheads and Portsmouth type shit. Like, I don't want to be stuck like that forever. So I don't want to play around with no psychedelics. But I feel like it might have been, I don't know. Like, what do y'all think? Because I'm not hip to drugs like that, so I don't really know. But yeah, y'all had any crazy drug stories or any experience with edibles like that before? Leave a comment below. I would like to know. I would like to laugh. As usual, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Just so good, it took his life.